Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing as well as you can be. Welcome to episode 4? Is this 4? Welcome to the bookshelves. So if you've never been here before, let me explain this like as quickly as possible, what we do here, what the process is. It is simple, I promise. Flashback to almost a year ago now. Oh my gosh, I decided to go on a book buying ban for 2025. No, it didn't happen. I did pretty well, and I have been doing pretty well, but ultimately it did leave us with a stack of books that I have bought that I do not want to put back onto my shelves until I take enough books back off my shelves, because this project was born out of me having to move across the country, pack up all of these books and move them, and I don't want to move any books that I don't need with me. So the great bookshelf clear out was born, otherwise known as move it or lose it, read it. What do we do? What do we do with the pile of books that I bought? What do we do with clearing out the bookshelves? Step 1, we pick a chocolate covered slip out of this. This is my physical TBR. This is really not accurate anymore because I've read a lot of books and I just have not been taking them out because I'm not gonna go through this whole thing. Anyway, we pick a chocolate covered slip out of this jar. The chocolate covered slips are books that I think have a high likelihood of being unhauled. Then I find the book that I pulled and I can either choose to read it, finish it, or DNF it and unhaul it. If I say goodbye to that book, I get to put one of the books that I bought back on the shelf. This episode is gonna work a little differently, I think, from the ones that have come before, simply because we need to get moving. We need to speed things up. We need to do things a little bit quicker. So we'll see what we can do in this one. If I finish the book that I pulled from the jar and I love it and I want to put it back on my shelves and I want to take it with me, I don't get to put the book back. I don't get to pick any book to put back on my shelves, and we pull again. I hope that makes sense. That's what we've been doing around here for a while now. Yeah, like I said, welcome to episode 4. I hope you enjoy your stay. We're gonna be doing a little bit of a speed round or a little bit of a longer round this time around. That's it. I hope you enjoy, and let's go find some books to say our last farewells to. Hi. Is that gonna bug you? Is it gonna bug you? Deal with it. Okay, so obviously you can see the problem. Like, you can see the problem right off the bat. It's this ginormous stack of books. Like, this is getting crazy, and we're never gonna make any like proper progress in these episodes, I feel, unless we kind of deal with this, or unless we do something a little bit different or special, or have like a speed round. The stack is not going down. I can't keep up with my like book accumulating. So I think number 1, we're gonna go through the stack really quickly, see if there's anything in the stack that like I think or I know I'm not gonna put on the shelf, and also just evaluate what we've done. We have the Book of Disappearance to add to the stack because this is the World Tour pick for August. And then I did get a couple books for my birthday. I had a birthday in between episodes, so I got Heat of the Everflame. I'm so happy. Like, of course this is going on the shelf at some point. So I haven't started this yet. I got this book, and I also got a big coffee table like art book of Spirited Away. So yeah, pretend Spirited Away is in here. Then I finished this book from the stack, which is Beware of Pity. I didn't really love it, but I think ultimately I am gonna put it back on the shelf. Okay, this next one. No. Okay, so also in between episodes, I thought it would be fun to try reading The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner for like a nice summer reading moment, because this is set on the Italian coast, on the Amalfi coast, and it's about like shipwrecks and witches and curses, and it just sounded like a fun summer time. This is actually awful. Just, it's not very good. It has the dual timeline, which you guys know I'm really not a fan of, and even if it didn't, I found the present timeline so incredibly dull, and then the past timeline, which is in like the 1800s in Amalfi, that was just like historically, okay, not accurate. It was just really incredibly boring, not very well written. The characters were so flat, so uninspiring. I don't know why I felt like the author was asleep writing this book. So I'm actually gonna be unhauling this. So that does knock the stack down 1. I got a package from Marina Books. Thank you so much. They sent me over a little package of their newest releases. So I got 4 books. So I know one of them for sure is gonna go on my shelf, and that is There's a Rio Grande in Heaven. So this one is gonna stay in the stack. And then these next 3, I don't know. So these 3 could potentially be not going on the shelf. We have The Merge, Big in Sweden, and The Lost Letters from Martha's Vineyard. I think this one is the one that I most think is not gonna be coming with me because, again, historical dual timeline. That knocks it down. And then these 2, maybe we can just try a couple chapters with these quickly in this episode and then see if they need to go back in the stack at all. So let's put those there. I bought 2 books for murder mystery solving that I did with my brother. One of them we've read. I think that should be the last video that went up on my channel. So we tried to solve The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. I actually really liked this book. This was my first Raymond Chandler and I had a fantastic time reading this. I thought this was so well, I really like the writing most of all, like the writing above all else. I thought it was spectacular, so cool. Give me 14 of them right now. This one, absolutely, read it and it will be going back on my shelf. The one that we didn't get to was Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. So probably gonna like this. I do love a good Agatha Christie, so she's staying. And then we kind of have the stack that realistically we should have if I didn't keep getting books. This one that I got in BC, Qualicum Beach, is it gonna focus? I really like the cover. I don't know, because this is like an extremely local history. Like we're talking like people's grandparents building the church, the development of the recreational facilities. Like, do I need to know about the lawn bowling club? I don't know. I'm sure this is really sweet, really well researched. The sewer controversy. What is the sewer controversy? Oh, the installation of the pipes. What is the controversy with the sewers? Oh, the high fecal count. Okay. You know what? See, I don't know if I want to, I don't know if this is going to be really something that I'm going to be super into, like an extremely place-centered history of Qualicum Beach, which is a small town on Vancouver Island. So I don't know. I love this cover to death. The man who gave this to me, who ran, I think he owned the bookstore in Qualicum Beach, was so kind. I just don't know if I'm actually ever going to truly read it. We'll see. I might keep it around, but I don't think it's what I'm going to be taking with me. This would probably go into storage. Everything else on here I think is, yes, an absolute keeper and absolutely good to go. So that brings our stack down, I guess, a little bit. I think what I would like to do as well is like do a reprisal, if you will, of the shelves and see if there's any other books that could potentially go into the jar. Frankly, I am in the biggest reading slump I've ever been in my life. I am like really feeling, I don't even know, tired. I'm feeling tired of it all. I'm feeling tired of reading. My bookshelves are kind of like depressing me. This is like not a reading only centered burnout or slump. This is just a larger thing going on. So anyway, that does mean that the books that I draw, like it's cut and block time. Okay, I'm feeling really just ready to let everything go, you know, just ready to let it go, start it over, burn it down. These books have it in for them today. I don't know. I guess we'll try these. I'm thinking I'm gonna enjoy the merge a lot more than Big in Sweden, but we'll see how it goes. So these 2 are on the block, and then we have, I think, 3 that are not going to be coming with us. So I did go through the bookshelves a little bit, to be honest, not a lot on there. We're just gonna pick one again, and then I think maybe we'll try and see if I can do like 2 unhauls to put one back on the shelf. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Book number 1. I've got one. Oh boy. I really truly cannot see the camera. No, you have to be It's trying to kill me. Why do I pull? Why am I pulling a Little Life again? I'm not doing it. I'm not. Let's try again. Okay, we have this one. What does that say? Yelling to disabled. Villains are destined to die. Okay. To be honest, what is that? What is that? I think that's a manga. I think this is another one that was sent to me by the publisher. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's actually right here. Okay, so this is, ooh, the cover's so pretty, man. The cover on these webcomics, so pretty. This is Villains Are Destined to Die. Original story by Guan Yol. I don't think I said that right, I'm sorry. Okay, so our girl is playing a video game as the easy mode heroine, but once you switch to hard mode and step into the shoes of Penelope, the misunderstood villain, it's nearly impossible to stay alive. I think she gets sucked into the video game. Well, maybe this could possibly go well. One of my favorite movies as a kid, and also one of like the scariest movies, and like it still scares me. I watched a scene from it, I think last year or something, and it still scares the pants out of me, off of me. The pants are off, never mind. What was it called? Scooby-Doo virus? Scooby-Doo, it was a Scooby-Doo film. It's the one with the green virus guy, and he's actually the scariest thing to me. I don't know why. I was horrified as a kid, I was terrified now. What is it called? That's where they get pulled into a video game as well. It's a really good film, I think. This is Villains Are Destined to Die. I guess she gets sucked into a video game. We're gonna give this a go. I don't have high hopes. I'm not in the mood for anything, so maybe just reading something random. Hello. Ignore the suitcases I am unpacking from a little trip home, but I have a little turmeric latte and I'm excited to update you because I sat down, I actually started this morning and I'm already 172 pages through and I think I'm just gonna finish it. I feel like this is kind of honestly exactly what I need right now. Honestly, it's like I love how removed I am from it. I think a lot of the reading slump is due to the fact that I frankly get too, I don't know if attached is the right word, but like I kind of feel it too much. And when I constantly read a lot of like literature where just traumatic shit just keeps happening, and a lot of lit fic I find is very dark, is really affecting. Something like Villains Are Destined to Die, where it's just like a fun time. This is all I want to read right now. Is it particularly good? No. Is it better than I was expecting? Yeah. I think it's a lot better than I was expecting, and I don't know if it's because I'm in this mindset right now. Sorry, I just had to clear the SD card. So I think I was saying that she gets sucked into a video game. The video game is actually a survival-based dating simulator. We kind of do get to see our main character. I don't know if we know her real name, actually, or just the name she gets in the game, but we do get to see, I'll just call her Penelope because that's like her game name, and I forget if they gave us the real name, but we do see her before she gets sucked into the game, and she has quite a difficult life, but she hears about this game when she moves out to start going to college, and she's like, what the heck is this thing everyone is talking about? What are they playing? And her friend's like, oh my gosh, yeah, what is this? Such a long title. You have to play Daughter of the Duke's Super Love Project. And Penelope's like, that sounds literally so stupid. Why is this so popular? This sounds so bad. But she downloads it and she starts playing, and she like plays all night long. She plays on like normal mode. So in the game, if you play like the regular game on normal or whatever, you play as Yvonne, who is the lost princess, the lost daughter of the Duke. So you're in like a royal family. It's kind of like in a royal world, I guess, but you play as Yvonne and like you charm everyone, you fall in love, blah blah blah. I guess it is a dating simulator, but it's also like you're just trying to make people like you. Is the whole game. So she completes it as Yvonne and she's like, wow, that was so easy, but I want a little bit more. And so she starts playing as Penelope, who is the villain of the game. And when you play as Penelope, you're playing on like hard mode. So everyone's affections for you start at like 0 or negative even. And it's like really hard to stay alive. And she finds that she can't beat the game when she's playing as Penelope, but she also finds that she's really weirdly relating to Penelope because Penelope is just this random peasant girl who's quite poor, but the Duke one day sees her on like the side of the road and he's like, oh my gosh, you look like my long lost daughter, you're gonna come home with me. And over the years, just kind of like resentments brew as Penelope ages and like people don't really like her anymore, and she just gets treated terribly, and of course then she starts just reacting like this person who's been abused her whole life. But she wakes up and she is Penelope. She's in the game. So yeah, she's had a similar upbringing to that. Like she is the adoptive daughter of this like very rich dude. She has like 2 awful adoptive brothers, same as Penelope. And now that she's playing as Penelope, she's kind of being like, oh, catharsis. Your life sucks. Your life is the same as mine. And she's doing everything to win the affections of everyone around her. Because if she doesn't, she dies. And if she dies in the game, does she die in real life? I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I can introduce to you our men of the game, our dateable, romanceable, I should say, characters. We have Derek, who is the eldest son of the Duke, okay? He is the young lord of the estate, but he's very cold and strict. He's preoccupied with his duties as an heir, and he's not gonna pay you very much attention. Okay, so Derek, no. I'm sorry, Derek. It's over for you. You're not the chosen one. Then we have Reynold, I guess? I don't know. He's the second son of the Duke. He is foul-mouthed and foul-tempered. He's kind of just angry and like volatile. So Reynold, you're also out. Like what? These are awful options. Then we have Callisto Regular. He is the crown prince of the empire, but he's a wild tyrant. Why would you give me these options? He weighs human life with no more regard than the dust on his shoes, but he has a tragic past. So like it's okay. Like why? Why would, like, what are these options? So far we have emotionally unavailable, complete explosive anger issues, and a literal tyrant. Why is this the dating pool? Don't worry. Then we have Winter. Winter Berdandy. He is a marquis, but he's also a sorcerer. He's eccentric. He has his hand in many affairs. He acts as a merchant. Winter, we have Mr. Winter. We don't know their faces yet because we haven't met them in the game, but he's also courteous, romantic, and supportive. Really hard choice between the four. Finally, we have Eclise, which is such a cool name. That's actually such a cool name. Eclise. That's a cool name. He is a knight in training, but he's also like a slave belonging to the Duke's house. That much through, I think I'm just gonna finish this. Sadly, this is volume 1, so I don't have volume 2 if I so wish to continue it. To be fair, I think once I finish this, I am just gonna be unhauling this because I don't think I'm ever gonna want to read it again. Like right now, it's just a fun, silly time because I don't want to read anything else. But yeah, that is Villains Are Destined to Die. Oh my god, look at this dress. That's my favorite color. I'm gonna finish this and then we'll see if we can do a 2-for-2 unhaul with whatever the next book may be. Also, I forgot to tell you that I did start reading The Merge and I just DNF'd it. I put it down. I put it in the unhaul pile. I do think spending so much time in the sun and swimming so much over the past week has like lightened my hair, which is interesting. As a kid, I was blonde, so I think it's coming back a little bit. The more and more I like go in the chlorine and spend outside. I finished book 1, Villains Are Destined to Die. I finished the whole thing and this was fun. I actually had a fun time. I'm all for the fun these days. Okay, that's really all I want to read. So now that I have finished this, I'm a little bit unsure. I'm actually a little bit sad that it ended where it did because it kind of ends on a note that makes you want to get into the second volume, and I kind of did want to, honestly. So maybe if I found this on Webtoon, I would consider reading volume 2 at some point, but yeah, I think honestly this is not something I would read again. I think I would probably pass this on to someone else, but I enjoyed it. Villains Are Destined to Die, done, but I think ultimately this will be a yeet. What are we gonna do? Like, what is the rule for picking book 2? Now that I've found one that I am gonna unhaul, can I just pick one? I don't know why I'm asking permission because like I create the rules. It's my world, you're living in it. I think actually what I'm gonna do is go through the bookshelves and take off the books that I think maybe could be another unhaul and then go through them. And maybe then for book 2, I could pick the book that I think either I want to read or the book that I think is the next most likely that once I read it, I'm not going to want it permanently or to move it with me, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, geez. Also, look how cute. Look how cute my shirt is. Barn cat. It has a little barn cat. Okay guys, so I actually picked off 2 books from the shelves that I think could be a potential unhaul, and I just feel like I'm in the mood for them. So I think I would just like to kind of work towards reading, just like not putting myself further into a reading slump. Does that make sense? So the first one I pulled is Marina. Now I pulled this one because this author, Louise Zafon, is someone who I've DNF'd before. I really did not like The Shadow of the Wind. When I tried to read it, I tried to get into that book so many times, and so I put his other book that I have on my shelf, Marina, on just because I didn't like his first book. This one is very different. This one is very like spooky Halloween vibes to me because I think it's about this woman who appears from a cemetery, takes him like under the streets of Barcelona or something. So I thought we could give this a try. And then the other one is kind of similar. So this is Under Major Double Minor by Patrick DeWitt. And this one I'm just like, I was really unsure about this one when I took it from a little library box. And I just don't know if I'm really gonna enjoy it. The cover really intrigued me, but this also feels kind of like an end of summer, start of spooky season read because it's set in a remote, foreboding castle. And our protagonist discovers that the place harbors many dark secrets, not least of which is the whereabouts of the castle's master. I've had this for years, and for whatever reason, I've never picked it up, never gravitated towards it, so I think it's time to like read it or unhaul it. I think I might start with Marina because I'm a little bit more in the mood for this, and then we'll see if we get to put something back on the shelf or not. Hello there, Marina. This one I'm actually 98 pages through, which is pretty decent. I think that's a little over 25% of the way through the book, and I'm honestly just kind of feeling the same feelings and a little bit of problems leading towards unenjoyment that I was feeling with The Shadow of the Wind, which was the first book that I tried to read from this author. So I don't know. This one is definitely a bit younger. Like, I don't know if it's marketed as YA or not, but it is a very gothic, moody, atmospheric story, kind of coming of age. I think the author leaves a little forward in which he admits that he like kind of leaves his childhood innocence inside the book, and I do feel that a little bit because we are following this young kid named Oscar. It is 1980. He's 15. One day he meets this young girl named Marina. I think they're about the same age, and Marina kind of lets him into this whole new world with mysteries and things from the past, and they go on these adventures together. I'm just not really feeling it, frankly. Like, I'm not like a hater or anything, I'm just not feeling it. I think what I don't enjoy and what is my first and foremost problem is his writing style. I do feel like there is a tendency towards telling a lot of the time, and in Marina there are a lot of instances where we get a character telling us the backstory of another character, and it is very much just like, okay, we're gonna have a break of about 10 pages, 5 to 10 pages, and I'm just gonna tell you the whole character's backstory and like catch you up on where they've been, who they are, and I'm just gonna like tell you everything. And it just kind of leads to me not really feeling any of it because a lot of the times the backstories are really, really tragic. I'm just feeling quite removed from it, and I'm just really sad about it. The main mystery, if you are interested, because I think a lot of people would love this, it does have a really high rating. The two of them, Oscar and Marina, come across this woman in black, the woman in black, and they see her in like a cemetery, and every time around the same time, she always leaves like one red rose at a gravesite, and they don't know who the grave belongs to, and so they kind of get pulled into like this mystery as Oscar kind of spends more and more time with Marina and her father. As you can probably tell, I think I am gonna DNF this, and I think I might unhaul it. Let me know though, please let me know, because I think when I'm in like a reading slump or just feeling a lot of burnout, I don't have the same, obviously, mindset or feelings towards books, feelings of joy towards books that I would when I'm like thriving and really wanting to read and excited about it. So let me know if you've read this. Maybe I should just soft DNF it for now and come back to it. So I'll put it in the lose it or the yeets pile for now, and then I'll read through your comments and reconsider, but yeah. Also, I have such a sweet note that I am not gonna leave in this book because this book was a gift from a viewer. Thank you so much. This is from Marta, and if you want her recommendations, she says that this book is shorter than The Shadow of the Wind, and even though it's more YA, it's a very well-loved story with a mesmerizing gothic atmosphere. That means that we get to pick something new. That means that we get to put, finally, a book back on the shelf. Okay, from the stack, I think I really want to put on Beware of Pity. I'd like to put this on the shelf because I finished that book. I didn't really love it, to be honest, and I have thought about also not taking this one with me. I mean, I'm definitely not going to take it with me. I think it's going to go into storage, but I think I'll hold on to this in the long run, put it back on the shelf, and then maybe return to it at some point, or maybe I'll have a need to read this or a purpose for it in the future, but we're going to put Beware of Pity back with the other books by this author. We're gonna go back to picking one, and then maybe if I get through this one, I can choose a new one. I'm gonna go with this one. I can't even see, dude. The Attic 6. The Atlas 6? Ooh. Let me grab it. This one is definitely like another atmospheric, like coming into the spooky season reading. This one is at like a magic school? Alexandrian society, like it's dark academia. The Alexandrian society are the caretakers of lost knowledge from the greatest civilizations of antiquity. Those who earn a place among the Alexandrians will secure a life of wealth, power, and prestige. And each decade, only the 6 most uniquely talented magicians are selected to be considered for initiation. So I believe we are following the Atlas 6 as they're going through this initiation process to be granted access to the society. Things about this, I've heard bad things about this. This was so popular, so incredibly popular. I think this a few years ago, like I think this was the book that got Olivia Blake kind of on the map. The reason that it's in the jar is because, yeah, we're just kind of having the theme with like authors trying them again. I did try to read my first Olivia Blake book last year, which was Masters of Death, and I really, the writing style, again, really couldn't do it. I'm wondering if the Atlas 6 is going to be any different, how it's going to go. The subject matter in here interests me a little bit more than Masters of Death, so I thought we'd give it a go. All right, one second, my neighbors are fighting again. I don't know what they're fighting about. I've been really going at it recently. I don't really know what the drama is, but maybe we'll find out one day. In the meantime, I can only tell you about this book. So first, let me just tell you where I am. I did find an audiobook, so I am actually 82 pages through the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I'm pretty just like, I'm just so apathetic. The apathy is killing me. I miss reading Villains Are Destined to Die. I kind of want to read volume 2 of it because that's just kind of like where I am in my reading. So I won't put this down like right now. I feel like I should try to get a little bit further of the way through just because of the nature of how this is plotted. But if you haven't heard of the Atlas 6, this is actually the self-published, I think, or the indie published version, and it has since been picked up by traditional publishers, and I think there's 3 of them. I think it's a trilogy. It also has like cool character illustrations. This follows the Alexandrian Society, which is basically this like secret society that keeps the Library of Alexandria and all of the manuscripts and the info that was in there alive, and now they are like recruiting new people. So in this world, it's like our world, but there is very much magic, and you can like study it and get better at it, and it's a very prestigious thing in some cases, and there are people who, once you like have enough, I don't know, power or magic or training or something, you become a meridian. We have this guy named Atlas, and he is gathering 6 people to be the 6 initiates to get into the Library of Alexandria, but I think they're only going to take 5. So I think that one person is just going to die in the initiation, if I'm not mistaken. So the book is split into the perspectives of the 6 initiates. Honestly, all of these people are terribly unlikable, which is fine, except that I just don't care about them. They're actually just not very nice people, except for maybe one of them. So yeah, we get the perspectives of 6 of them, and I think I'm just a bit tired with the whole like chosen group with the same chapters of them like being told like, hey, you're picked for the Alexandrian Society, come with me, and each of them are like, what are you doing, what are you saying? So we've just kind of spent the first 50 to 60 pages repeating the same scenes while we are slowly introducing our characters. Because I have the self-published, the audiobook is actually a little bit different, like things are tweaked here and there, which is interesting in terms of Olivia Blake's writing. I find that when I'm reading it side by side, I kind of prefer what she was doing all by herself. I think the final version might, or the most new release, actually be a little bit longer. Anyway, doesn't really matter. I'm just not like really enjoying my time with it, to be honest. It's not even really the writing, because honestly, I think the writing is pretty different from Masters of Death. Masters of Death was just like cracked out of its mind with its use of parentheses and dashes and just run-on sentences, and it had a very sarcastic, very overly quirky style that was just like overused a little bit. But this is different. This is more just kind of like bare bones. Like I said though, I don't really want to stop with it at the minute, just because I'm just at the point now, like 83 pages in, where we've actually arrived at the Library of Alexandria, and then we're going to be like starting the initiation or starting whatever's going on with it. So I feel like I want to give it a little bit longer, because I just feel like the first little bit was a little bit difficult for me to get through because I didn't care very much. Most of them all have different powers or whatever. So we have like 2 people who can, what do they do? Are they more like elemental, I guess? I'm a little bit terribly confused, honestly. We have another woman who can manipulate growth, like the seeds, stuff like that. We have another guy who I think is just an empath, like a really good empath. We have another person who senses like your feelings, your thoughts and feelings about things. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused on everyone's abilities. Pages through, I will read a little bit more and then I will update you. I'm leaning towards DNFing, but I do want to try sticking out a little bit longer. That is the update on the Atlas 6. If I DNF it, I think I get to choose the next book, which is exciting. I'm done. I am done. We're making a lot of progress in this video. I feel the progress coursing through my veins. In the end, I made it to page 103. And I just feel like now is the time. I'm like a little sad about this because this was a book that I was in the beginning really excited, like really excited to read when I got this back in like, I don't know, when it first came out, I guess, or around the time it was getting popular. I was so excited to read it. I think maybe I waited too long to read it, that I'm not interested in it anymore, or it's just not like as good to me anymore, if that makes sense, because I just was really not enjoying it. I was definitely at the part where they were all like in the library together, which is really just this like place a little bit outside of London that's been converted into like the safe house, and they're all staying there and they're gonna be like taking classes there and stuff, but I just don't care. I didn't really like the writing too much. I didn't like any of the characters except for Marina, who is our naturalist, or the plant girl. I kind of was warming up to her, but yeah, everyone else just not really into, and I frankly am not super invested in the world, or definitely not the characters. That is the Atlas 6. I guess we're done. I guess this is where we part ways. If you've read the Atlas 6, please let me know like your star rating or your thoughts down below. This is our third DNF of the video, so I think now I'm gonna try to keep going with this like dump 2 books to put 1 book back on the shelf, so we can kind of make more progress, make as much progress as possible towards our book unhauling endeavors. So I think what I'm gonna do is pick book 2 myself again. But the jar has chosen one for me again. I think I'm gonna pick one off the shelves. I'm gonna head over to the manga. So this is the manga shelf. I just thought, like, because I was kind of enjoying Villains Are Destined to Die, if there's anything on here that I haven't read and that I could potentially get rid of, that would be great. Sailor Moon, I love Kitchen Princess, I love Spy Family, I love Hunter x Hunter. This is kind of the area and another shelf that I haven't really read too much from. Most of these, I think like these 3 were gifted, so these have the most likelihood of me not enjoying them. Okay, first of all, Me and My Beast Boss. I don't know, maybe I should just unhaul this. What the heck is even going on? Is this a romance with a freaking lion? I think we're just gonna unhaul it. We have Honey Lemon Soda, and then we also have Whoever Steals This Book. This one looks fun. Okay, so the book I picked in the end is Your Letter by Hyunhae Cho. So this is another webcomic series, although I think it is just totally in this 1 volume, if I'm not mistaken, but I love the art style. I think it's really pretty, and I've just been flipping through here, and there's some like really beautiful really beautiful art. This is about a girl who moves to a new high school, and she finds like a letter taped under her desk, which leads her on this scavenger hunt. I don't know if it's just around the school or around. Look at how beautiful. Oh my, I'm very intrigued, and I hope I like it. I hope I like it because I don't really want to put myself in even more of a reading slump by continuously reading books that I don't, I'm just getting a little bit fed up with. So I thought I'd give myself a little break with hopefully something I'm going to enjoy, and yeah. So far so good with the book that I picked out myself, which is Your Letter, the webcomic series. I'm kind of liking it. I'm really liking the art style. It's very cozy. I just really like all of the like large spreads on it because I just feel like it captures kind of this fall back to school I don't know, just very cozy, very like cozy, comforting style. So I'm exactly 100 pages through and I'm definitely going to keep reading. I do think it might be a little bit too short of a book because it's just the one like volume, or all the chapters are bound in this one copy of the finished product that I have. I think it might be a little too short to fully like grab my emotional attention, if that makes any kind of sense, because the story is about Sori, who drops out of her like current high school because I think of a bullying incident that happened, and she moves to a new high school where kind of the same thing starts to occur again, or like she just doesn't know like her place or what's going on, and everything is very new. But she finds a letter taped under her desk, and the letter is like, hi, doesn't really say who it's from, but it gives her like a map of the school, and it sends her on this scavenger hunt all around the school, like meeting people who work there and hopefully introducing her to like some actual friends. Yeah, so far it's cute, it's fun. I think it might be a little bit devastating. I think it's like working its way up to that. I think I can finish this today probably, and then we'll see. I don't know. Depending on how this goes, I don't know if I'm gonna want to get rid of it or not. It's looking pretty sad, guys. Honestly, the part I am now is like a flashback to a year earlier, because the letters have kind of led Sori to bump into again and again and again this other guy in her class or in her grade. I think we're gonna find more about who the person actually is sending her the letters. So yeah, so far so good.
I feel it welling. I feel them welling.
I finished the whole thing. I don't even know how long this was. 267 pages.
Well, this was beautiful. I almost cried. I felt it welling up. I felt the tears come in. And I was like, no, I don't want to cry right now, because I think if I start crying, I'm just not going to stop. Finished this. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. I'm really glad I chose to pick this up off my shelf, and it just made me feel so happy. It's so sad. It's just about friendship, just like small acts of kindness. And the color palette, I don't know if you can like see, I just think so many spreads and so many pages, and the color palette of this was just so wonderful. Like, I seriously loved the art. I feel like I am quite picky, but I just think that like, I'll just hide this. So many of them are so pretty. So yeah, I really enjoyed reading this, and now that it's over, I don't know. I don't want to say too much else other than what I've already said about the plot, because like there are twists and turns and there's stuff that happens, and I just don't want to spoil any of that. If you are going to read this, I think this is probably still on Webtoon, so yeah, I highly recommend Your Letter if you like stuff like Your Name. It has a lot of nostalgia, and now that I'm done, I was like thinking about parting ways with it while I was reading it, but now that it's over, I don't know, I think I want to keep it. And it's so cool because like at the end of the book, it even comes with like its own little checkout card, as if it's a library book from like the middle school that's in the webcomic. So many of these I just want to take out and put on my wall. But anyway, that's Your Letter, and I think ultimately I am gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna put it back on my shelf. I would probably read this again many years hence, or like lend it to someone, or just have it on my shelf to look at and remember. I feel a little revitalized, I feel a little bit freshened up, and I think I'm ready to pick another one out of this jar. Before I pick from the jar, that means that I can put something back on the shelf, because even though I'm putting Your Letter back on the shelf and I'm going to be keeping this one, I did actually find a manga to unhaul while I was searching for what to read next. So technically I did unhaul 2 books, so we can put something back. Book number, oh wow, this is actually a lot of books. I think this is book number 5, but I think we might just keep going in this video because we gotta make some serious progress. Okay, we have this little one. I think that says The Egyptologist. I read that so well. Okay, The Egyptologist. I actually kind of want to read this. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually quite pleased with this choice. Okay, I'm gonna go grab this. Give me like 15 seconds. So this is The Egyptologist by Arthur Phillips. I have had this book on my shelf for way too long. I've had this like, I think the first year, was it the first year that I started BookTube? Yeah, I've had this on for so long. Its pages got super, super yellow. It smells like it's rotting, like it just needs to be read. I just put this off for so long. I picked up the Egyptologist. I think I got this thrifted when I was just really into ancient Greek and Rome and ancient Egypt, like retellings, as well as just novels set in those places or talking about those subject matters. So that's when I picked this guy up. This is about an Egyptologist obsessed with finding the tomb of an apocryphal king. It says it's like a comic story as well, but okay, it's set in Egypt in 1922, but then we somehow get to Australia, Boston, Oxford, the First World War. This kind of sounds like it could be quite good, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm just so in the mood to rewatch The Mummy. The Mummy is one of my favorite movies ever. Also, it starts at a Hotel of the Sphinx. I don't know, this could be a treasure. This could be a treasure that I found. I really hope it is.
Hello, you like my shirt today? Wait. Big Sleep has been put on the shelf by Raymond Chandler, and I have an update for you with the Egyptologist, and the update is that I don't want to read it. This episode, ruthless. Oh my goodness. I have before. Let me not exaggerate, but I think this is not quite good. It's not quite good. The performance that is being put on this book is not something I want to have any kind of ticket for. I don't want to be here. It's just not what I thought it was, and I can't stand it. Like, I can't stand it. I am annoyed and irritated beyond belief, and I'm only, I think I'm only 40 pages in. Yeah, I'm only 40 pages in, but I'm done. I'm so done. And you've read as many books as I have, and I've like found stuff out about myself and what I like to read. I can just really, really tell at this point when I start something if it's gonna be a banger. Compared to like when I was reading The Atlas Six in this video, or Marina, or anything else we've read so far together, I was nowhere as near just like done and wanting to be out as I have been while reading The Egyptologist. What I understand about this book from the copious amounts of reviews that are pasted in here is that it's about narrative self-deception. It's about an unreliable narrator. It is a mystery story. It's a detective story with some dark humor thrown in. A suave, elegant novel replete with sinuously composed sentences and delicious wordplay. Okay, whole slow down there, buddy. A lot of talk. It's just a lot of word. We do have our two characters, sorry. One of them is a detective, and we're bouncing back between 1922 when we're following the Egyptologist. He is looking for like this new tomb of this long lost Egyptian poet king, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is a completely made up historical figure, but we have like his journal and his accounts of what's happening. And then we also have this thing going on in the 1950s, many years later, following this detective who's at a retirement facility now, so he's quite elderly. I forget his name, but he is rehashing details from a past like case of his, and these two stories intertwine and connect. I don't like that the two perspectives so far are like our Egyptologist writing in his journal, so we have him like telling us about his day and what's going on, and then we have that detective writing in a letter to someone else who has sent him a letter asking about a case far back. So it's just like pages and pages of like reading people's letters and journals, and I don't like that. Very verbose, very a long gust of air. That is it. That's a quick DNF for me. I'm actually really upset because I was excited to read this. I really wanted it to be like, I bought this because of like the cover, and it's called The Egyptologist, and I really wanted like a time, something different than what this was. For those reasons, I'm out. So that was book number 5. Don't worry, the book is okay. I'm gonna pick one for myself now, and I think this is gonna be the final book of the video. Let's do that, and let's hope we can end on something good, because I'm at my wit's end. I am at my wit's end. I'm loving that we're clearing out the stacks. I see several that could go. Well, I choose a book. I think I would also like to just kind of give my bookshelves a quick cleanup because they're a mess now, and because we've taken a few books out. We have some shelves that are just a little bit empty, some things that need to be pushed together, rearranged. So let's do that, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been neglecting the bookshelves. I've been putting things back in the wrong order, which like past not burnt out me would think is unspeakable, would think I'm committing a crime. Little Grendel is down here making some, I don't know, what do you think he's making? Some muffins? Perhaps some muffins? You're doing so good. Yeah. Give me the side eye. Yeah, you're doing so good. You know what? I'm sorry. I think this might be a really like anticlimactic end to this video, but I went back to that shelf like as I was cleaning stuff, back to the manga shelf, and I just feel like I can just also part ways with this one, unhaul this. This is Honey Lemon Soda, Volume 1 by Mayu Murata, and this was also sent to me by the publisher. So I flipped through here a little bit. I read at least 50 pages, honestly, just sitting there because it's very quick to read. But Honey Lemon Soda is like a high school, very, very classic, I don't know, tropey high school romance. I don't think I want to read Honey Lemon Soda, so I think I'm gonna DNF and unhaul this one as well. So that means that is our last book of the video. I think we got through 6 books. So this was incredibly productive, which is fantastic. We got rid of so many books. Let me do a little bit of a recap. Here's the stack of books that we got through in this video. I can't believe it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6 unhauls, and then only 1 book out of the stack am I actually keeping, and only 1 book is going back on the shelf. 6 of these were gifts to me, and then the Egyptologist I got either thrifted or from a little book box. First up, we had Villains Are Destined to Die, and I read the whole thing, and I actually kind of liked it. I had a fun time. It's just not something I don't think I'd probably ever read again because it's just volume 1 of this webcomic, and while it was like really beautiful, it's nice, it's pretty to look at. I don't think I'll be getting back into this, so this can go. And then after that, I picked Marina off the shelves because I didn't like the first book that I read by this author, or like I DNF'd it, so I thought maybe it would be the same again, and it was. I'm really sad about this one, but just did not like this very much. I think we got 100 pages through, but that is Marina. Bonk. Also drew The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This is probably my biggest disappointment of the video because this book is pretty popular and I was really just like hyped up and excited to read it when I first got it years ago, and now I'm just not really into it and not really loving it. But yeah, like I said, do let me know please if you have read this. What are your thoughts? This one I made it also a little over 100 pages through. Sad, because I kind of wanted this to be my dark academia fantasy to introduce me to a new month, a new season, but alas. I had the book that I picked. This is Your Letter by Hyone Cho. This one was also sent to me by the publisher. I love this. This was exactly what I needed. It was just such like a breath of fresh air, a burst of like joy and nostalgia and pain as well. Really good. I really thought this was sweet, cute, just like nice and like also kind of perfect for the fading season, and I really love the art in Your Letter. So this is the only one that is going to be staying with us and going back on the shelf, so let's put her back. Also picked off this one to just frankly unhaul without even reading it at all. This is Me and My Beast Boss, just because like I don't, you know what, as a kid did I have a crush on the lion from the Chronicles of Narnia? Yes. Does that mean I want to read a romance between a CEO lion and his human secretary? No, it doesn't. Okay, it's not a gateway drug like that. Finally, the last book that I pulled was, oh my god, The Egyptologist by Arthur Phillips. This one only got through 40 pages. Also pretty sad about this. This is the only book I actually bought or chose for myself. Guys, where the hell did I get this book? Thrifted or book box, I don't know. It smells really good. This is the best smelling book out of them all. Finally, we also have Honey Lemon Soda, which I just tried to read like 50 pages of, and like, yeah. I feel like I need to get better in the next episode at like actually updating you slowly, because I will just sit down and kind of start to fly through something and forget to actually speak anything about it. However, this does remind me of a film that I watched a couple summers ago that I really loved, and
Yeah, anyway, it's called Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop. That's what it reminded me of that. And it's also about two people in high school, and it, I don't know, kind of has similar tones to this, but Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop was just a bit more like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It had some like good, solid like depth and beauty to it. So yeah, I highly recommend that film if you haven't seen it. There you have it. We're getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only put 3 books back on the shelf, right? Technically we still have 1 more to put on, so let's do that first.
Okay, so here's our stack now. We are getting it down a little bit. I think the oldest book on this stack is these 2. So maybe we should just get these 2 off, because these 2 I bought in like March when I went to Scotland, and they're still sitting here. Let's at least put one of them on the shelf. I think we can do Invisible Cities by Italo Calvino, which I really, really, really want to read. That is on the bookshelf. That means we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Guys, how do we get to 13 books in every episode? How does the stack only stay at 13 in what is going on?
That is episode 4 of Move It or Lose It, Read It or Yeet It. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along with me so far on this one. I've been having a good time, and although I am still very much in like a reading slump, in a bad reading mojo, shall we say, I just love filming these, so thank you. And then your letter seriously like choked me up and just made me a little happy. So that is that. I will see you soon, and hopefully we can just like keep whittling the stack down and just making the shelves a bit more manageable to eventually pack up and move. With that being said, take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, go get some sun, go read a good book, or like purge the bad ones because it feels nice. Maybe next episode we can put these in a little library box, but until then, thank you guys for being here. Love you so much. Ciao.